Flosstube, good morning. It is Helen D. Today is Tuesday, July 11th. It's another rainy, dark, stormy day in Maine. That's how our summer has been. Last week was like so humid and in the high 80s, and then now we're back to rain. The tomatoes sprouted up last week. Now they're getting watered. Maybe they'll get some sun again later. I hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you to everyone, for subscribing. Any new subscribers, people who have been around for years. I appreciate all of you. I know it's only been 2 weeks, my normal 2 weeks. I have I'm surrounded. I have a stack of things that I need to share today. So we have lots to talk about and lots to show. And I'm going to start with, in my last video, I had the distraction of someone going around to everyone's doors and I didn't know what they were dropping off. Have they seen my craft room? Did John send them? Should I be offended? This was on the door, so that made me laugh. Because I do have junk. I'd be happy for them to take it, but I do have junk. So that was what was waiting for me on the door after my video. So life stuff, it's just been summer. It's been busy. It's been tennis. We made strawberry jam. We tried raspberry jam, just regular stuff. I was hoping to do a tutorial to post last week and it just didn't happen. And in all honesty, it will probably be fall before I can do tutorials again logistically with space in the house. Also, because it's been so rainy, my space upstairs is not by any windows, so it's very dark. And I mean, I can turn lights on and see fine, but for recording, there's lots of shadows with lights, and it's gonna be a bit. So they'll show up sometime. They'll get there. So I've been stitching lots and lots and lots. I have Stitch Maine this weekend, which is our one-day retreat up. It's in Hollowell. It's just outside of Augusta, so that's happening on Saturday. I'm excited for that. And I started Christmas in July for the month of July. I actually started a little early, so let's jump in so I can start making some space. Emmy is asleep. I didn't get her water, so I hope she stays asleep. She was up pretty early running around, so she might be tuckered out for a little bit. So fully finished things. I finished things I didn't expect to finish. I did not finish the things I thought I would. Isn't that the way? So Seaside Tiny Town, not fully finished. Tranquility, not fully finished. I do have fabric for them to fully finish, so they might be next on the list. I'd like to have them out for summer, but again, what happens, happens. Instead, I have a fully finish of something that I didn't even start until after I saw you. So this first one though was, this is, I'm actually showing it because I want to show it in person instead of just a little picture. This is my swap for the Smalls Exchange for Stitch Maine. And to be perfectly honest with you, I want to keep it. But I've already stitched it for myself, and I meant to grab the one that I finished for myself, but I didn't, and it's way out in the hall. So this is, it's by Heart and Hand, Pocket Round B, I think. When I stitched it for myself, I finished it as a pillow. Like I made this into a square, and then I added fabric. For this one, I made it into a drum. This is the one that I was really hoping to be able to do the drum tutorial for you guys. But it just didn't work out when I needed to get this one done. But don't worry, I have another little circle piece waiting to be finished. So I made this into a little drum and I did a herringbone stitch. It's not perfect, right? There's a wonky one right there, but it's just a little herringbone stitch around the end instead of the pom-poms. That's what I went with on this one. So that one is fully done. The other three that are fully finished, like I said, I started my Christmas in July stitching a little early. I finished Under the Sea from Frosted Pumpkin, I don't know, like June 26th. And I thought, I'm ready. I'm jumping in. I'm ready to switch over to some Christmas. So I picked up I don't have the chart because mine was digital, but it's Oh Christmas 3 from Hands On Design. She originally released it last year for the Jingle Ball. It's actually one of her brand new releases. She just like regular released it, and it's 3 different charts. So this one I already had stitched. I started these were technically a whip. I started them last year right after the Jingle Ball. Sometimes if I want to finish, if I know I'm like, I really want to do that, I better make it a whip so that then I'll finish it. So that's what I did. So this one I had done. So then these are the other 2. There's Joy. And this one's my favorite, Noel. These are done with a Color and Cotton floss pack. I pulled flosses. I pulled a red and there's a yellow in there, not just tiny little accents. The blue is the called for, and I believe it's Moonlight by Color and Cotton, but I will tell you my particular skein is much lighter than the one that she used. So if I had to do them again, I'd probably darken that up a little bit, but it is what it is. I had some snowflakey fabric. I did cording and a bell. So these are ready. I think these are my first Christmas ornaments of the year. So those are ready to go. I don't want to bury them. And that's all I got fully finished. Finishes, I have a lot. So we'll start with Under the Sea, which like I said last time was so close to being done that I knew I could finish it, and I did. I think I said last time this was on Picture This Plus Ariel. It is not. It is on Picture This Plus Haven, which is a bit of a bluer blue. So I had the otters and a couple little fish. Now because I left the border off, I did add like a couple fish, and I added this fish and just some little waves. So that one is done. This one I ordered a frame for. I posted on the YouTube community page tab, whatever it is, that I know not everyone sees. Pictureframes.com did have a 4th of July sale. They were doing 30% off plus $10 flat rate shipping. So I ordered 3 frames. One of them is for that. I ordered them on Monday. It shipped on Friday. It should be here on Wednesday. So it was like super fast. So that one has a frame coming and is done. The other thing I got done was Oh Christmas 3. In addition to Oh Christmas 3, sharing the same bag is another one I don't have a picture for because it was from the Jingle Ball. This one has not been released yet. I expect it to be released later this year. So this one she called the Tree Lot. Let me see if she has a picture. So it's these 3 trees, and she finished hers. Kathy Haberman finished hers in little buckets, like standing up in little buckets. So that's the chart cover and how she finished them. I'm going to finish mine as trees, in a tree shape. Actually, I've already cut out my little tree parts, so they're one step closer to being done. Oh, and John doesn't know this, but look, I saved my template so that if he needs to scan it in for anyone, he'll be so thrilled. So here are my 3 trees. These are stitched on Picture This Plus 14 count Echo. Oh Christmas 3, I don't remember what it was. It's a Picture This Plus, it's a 16 count, but I don't know what color it is. I think this one might be my favorite. So those are done. And I'm thinking I even have fabric in here. So I think this might be the back for one, and this might be the back for the other. So they're all kind of in there. I used all the called for colors, which at first when I pulled them, like some of these greens, I was like, I don't know how those are gonna look, but you know, Kathy Haberman has an eye for color that I do not, so they look great, of course. So those are finished and crossed off the list. Then I kept going on Christmas, and I wanted to start, it was was a very hands-on design Christmas and New Start time around here. So I wanted to start the Polar Plunge series, which just, you know, they're new this year. Emmy sat on this one, so it got a little squished. This is Polar Bear Peak. This is the one I started with. I am stitching mine on Treasure Medium from Dyeing for Cross Stitch. She has a website. She dyes, like the name of it is Treasure, and then she'll do like a light dye, a medium dye, and a dark dye. This is Treasure Medium 16 count. Donna got me that for Christmas last year, and it was perfect. So I got that one done, the first one. He's adorable. I did not buy the backing boards from 141 Designs because personally, I like my ornaments a little smaller. And those boards, you know, that's, with the stitching and everything, that's a lot. That's pretty big. So mine, I will do an arched top, but I'll do it just as is. So number one is done. I've thought about starting one of the next ones, but I'm holding off for now. These other things needed my attention. What else? There's a stack, and I'm just going down the stack. This one, also hands-on design. This is Nicole Buckeye Stitcher. I grabbed this chart, actually it was a whole kit, off of the freebie table at a retreat. I think it was the Frugal Yankee retreat last spring in Connecticut, like the spring before this one. It's one of her Hexie designs. This one has not been released yet. This was from a Silver Needle Club. I love it. I'm intimidated by the Hexies because I'm not a quilter. I don't English paper piece. And I know Kathy's directions are spot on, but I'm still intimidated. So then I saw Nicole on Instagram posted a picture, and it was, I recognized it, it was this, but then it was this like next to it. And I messaged her and I'm like, are you doing them in a row? And she said, yeah, I'm gonna make a drum. I'm like, you're a genius, you're a genius. So I pulled it out immediately. She changed the house to red. I like the blue. On the inside, they're each done, right? They're each a square, like all the little charts. So I made some photocopies, I cut them out, I taped them together. I mean, this is what I'm working with. It's not really the easiest. And I'm going to leave off this back one. So I'm gonna do this house and then two on each side. Oh, and this, I knew this needle miner was on one of my things and I didn't know which. Jessica sent me, and she's in my thank you stuff, she sent me some needle miners, including this one, which might be my new favorite needle miner. So there's my house. I don't have much done. This might be a good one to bring to Stitch Bank because it's on a 14 count and it's a light fabric 14 count, so it's easy to see. So that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm gonna do them in a row and then make a drum. Now she just released, I think she called it, the new series name that she's calling them is Too Hexy, which is adorable. I think it's Vintage Stitch. It's all stitching things. It's another Hexy one that you could do the same thing. You could make that into a drum. So thank you, Nicole, for your genius idea that I am. I said, I'm gonna steal that idea. She said, go for it. So maybe more people will steal your idea. It was a good one. Oh, and I also had a secret stitch that I started and finished that I can't show quite yet. It was just a Christmas ornament, like a gift. So I worked that in there. I did a little bit of work on the 4 Elements cell from Satsuma Street. So I'm still up here in Earth. I don't remember where it was. I think the red flowers might be, the pink ones might be new. I filled in some in here. I finished Firefly Lane, Tears. So now I really need to get back to that because I'm not watching Kindle stuff. So that one got a little love. Oh, now we've moved on to whips. I'm like looking at my list. Apparently we've moved on to whips. I'm out of practice. It's only been 2 weeks. I mean, it's pretty obvious that they're not finished. So another whip. And some of these whips, I feel bad that they're not something you can get or get right now. This is another one. This is called Humbug, and it's by Liz Matthews. It was in a Black Needle Society box that they put out like a book, like an actual hardcover book of A Christmas Carol that had charts in it. And Donna got the box, so I'm borrowing her book, and it's called Humbug. So this is what I've been working, this is my tennis piece. Again, because it's on, I think this is a 16 count Ada, but it's easy to see in poor light. And I just picked a couple of color and cottons, and I'm plugging away. That's a small, it shouldn't take long, but at tennis it does. So Christmas in July rolled on with another new start and then a whip. So the new start, which should be getting more of my attention, but it is not, is I started another of the Nora Corbett reindeer, which does not look like much. I understand that. But it will look like this. This one doesn't have, this is Comet. Yeah, I think this is Comet. It doesn't have a lot of stitching per se, but it has a ton of these like little beads. They're like 4 beads around a stitch. So that will take some time. This one hasn't gotten a ton of time because first of all, Emmy kept sleeping on my chart. Not helpful. The chart for this is large because it was a Mira that you had to, you unfold and you make your photocopy and it's big. We started watching The Hobbit with my son last weekend. It was a gross, rainy, hot weekend. We watched all 3 Hobbit movies. I couldn't handle that big chart, even though it's folded in half, and still see the TV. So, and Emmy was on it. So that one didn't get very much love, but it's started. That's on also Picture This Plus Haven. And then the one that did get my attention is this one, which is another whip. And it is Silver Creek Samplers Kringle Flying Academy. This is another one when I ordered the frames. I had enough of this one done that I could do a bunch of measuring and counting and get the right size frame. So I have a frame coming. The piece isn't done yet. I think I'm halfway. I started this last year, Christmas week. I felt like I wanted a Christmas whip. So I started it. I had, this is the middle, like his butt. So I had this leg, I had all of this done, and most of the word Academy. So I've gotten flying, and I'm working up here on Kringle, and then I have the Santa, the head, the moon, and like the house and stuff. I'm kind of hoping I can get over to the moon and outline it, and that's what I can do at Stitch Main. We'll see. This is on a mystery fabric. I believe it is from it's To Die For Fabrics, which is on Etsy. I have no idea what it is. It's a 14 count, and it's purple. It's like a dusky purple. And for the snowflakes, not for like the white, for these little things up here, and probably for the moon, I'm using that Silk Lame braid, which I've talked about and I haven't shown. So it's Petite Silk Lame braid, and it's from Rainbow Gallery, and it comes on one of the cards. And it's a sparkly, it's silk, rayon, and metallized polyester. So it's got a little sparkle to it, but it's really easy to work with, I think. So I'm using this, it's 20 yards on one of these cards, and it's the Petite, so it's a little thinner. This particular one is SP02, white. So that's what I'm using on that. So this one I'm really enjoying, so I think I'm gonna keep going on this and then probably pick back up Comet. It's funny that like my original plan was, oh, I'm gonna work on one of those reindeers, I should be able to get it done. And then you get distracted. Real easy. And that's everything I've been working on, which is a ton. It's a ton of stuff. Some of it only got a little bit, some of it because they were small, it went kind of quicker. So that's everything I've been stitching. So next, I want to talk about the next stitch along that I'll be doing with Carla at Cobweb Corner. And I mentioned in my last video that I'd be it's a Halloween one, but we're mentioning it early because of supplies. So Carla and I this time are teaming up with Barbie of Pedal Pusher. Let me get things out of the package. And this is the chart that we're going to be doing. It's called Freaky Fair Isle. So it's Barbie Pedal Pusher. So Barbie released this last year at Galleria as a limited edition kit. I think it was only like 25 or 30 of them because she put them together. So she is going to be releasing this chart this fall, but she's releasing it early with us to do as a stitch along. So this is what we're doing. She stitched it on perforated paper and she sent it to me. Hold on. So this is, I'll cover his little ear. So this is on black perforated paper. It's a 14 count perforated paper. The black is not stitched, the purple is, and then she backed hers in felt and just glued on the ribbon. She chose to put a little charm on the bottom so you can stitch it this way. Or if you're like, black perforated paper, that sounds terrible, I don't want to deal with that. You can also stitch it on fabric, which Barbie has done. So this is on I don't know the name of the fabric, but I believe it's a 14 count. And on this one, she used like a black blue, a bluey black. So again, it's the same design, different look. I finished this one for her, and Barbie, you got the prototype. I've already thought of ways to make it better. Yours is a little wobbly. So this is finished on a stand-up. You put pictures in them? Actually, no. You put place cards in them for weddings. And these are the same little stumps that I'm going to use for those trees. So that's how I'm going to finish those. You get a preview. That's how I'm going to finish those. So you can finish it if you don't want to deal with the perforated paper. So the SAL details. We are going to start this on September 12th, so it's a couple months away. But Carla is putting out, and I'll link it below, the Google form for supplies, because the perforated paper, the black perforated paper, is by Mill Hill, but it's sold by Witchells. That's all. The only place you can get it is Witchells. The only place wholesalers, right, shops can get it. And Witchells has been behind on shipping, so we want to make sure that we have enough time to get enough supplies in. So how Carla is going to do it is, the perforated paper comes in big packs with 2 sheets. She's going to cut each sheet in half and sell them as a half sheet, which is more than enough for your bat. Actually, when Barbie did the kits, she cut the paper and it's like this size. This is tight. Like, you gotta be good to get it on this. With the half size, it's this width, but it's taller, and you can see the bat, right? He's on there, no problem. So it will be a half sheet of perforated paper. So on the Google form, she's going to ask, are you interested? She'll have PDFs and printed charts. She'll have the half sheets of the black perforated paper, and those she's gonna get what she can get based on people's responses, and then it will kind of be first come, first serve when they're in, because she probably won't be able to get more on time. Other places have them, but it would be the full pack. So she's gonna ask if you're interested in the perforated paper or if you're gonna do it on fabric and provide your own. Carla has some fabrics, but they're the pre-packaged Witchelt fabrics. So you can look through what she has. And then the purple for this one is Weeks Dye Works Ultraviolet, which is actually a really variegated, it's a really variegated purpley, bluey purple floss. And you need 2 skeins because on the perforated paper, you use 3 strands to really get it to fill in. So 2 strands, 2 skeins. So the form will also say if you want the purple floss, or if you're gonna provide your own, right? If you were doing it on this, the purple might not look as good. If you were doing it on a black fabric, right, the purple would look great. You might not like purple, you might be a green person, Donna. So that's what we're doing. I will list the Google form below. So fill that out if you're interested in joining us. Like I said, we're gonna start on September 12th. We'll have a hashtag and all that when we get closer, but because of supplies, we wanted to get this out early. And this will be our final stitch along this year. This is the last one we're planning. And this is another small, it's 105 by 38. I mean, obviously it's pretty small, I'm holding it in my hand. So that's that. If you wanna join us on Freaky Fair Isle with Pedal Pusher and Cobweb Corner. Now I gotta move on with stuff. Okay, next. Next is a whole bunch of thank yous. I've got a whole bunch of stuff come in the mail that some of it's from a while ago and I just forgot to bring it down. It gets buried, my space is messy. So I have some thank yous that I'll go through pretty quick. And stuff was in order, but now it is not. So, Denise won a chart, a giveaway, and she sent me a skein of Bestitch Me silk. This is called Acid Rain. So that was really fun. Pam had sent me, and this is one I forgot because it was in a bag and Emmy knocked it down and was chomping away. Her husband 3D printed these. It's like a, floss holder and needle minder. So that was really cool. She said he's not selling them yet. So she might talk him into it. Terry sends me charts all the time. She always sends me like charts she's done with to pass on for giveaways, and some other goodies get thrown in there. And this time it was more like patriotic things, but she included these 2 pin minis. And this one I might tuck in either Seaside Tiny Town or on that nautical tier tray. I just might stick them in there. So thank you, Terry. Like I said, Jessica sent me some needle minders, including the cat butt, and then these other cats. So, cat with a fish. And this one says, just a girl who loved cats. It's in its plastic still. So that was really sweet. And the cat butt, which is already, it's already on like its second project. Sally sent me this really pretty mug rug. It'll have cat hair on it in no time. Arlene sent me a box of goodies, and I've had a couple of like thank you cards and everything, so thank you for everything. Arlene had a woman give her some things, like cleaning out, so she kind of kept what she wanted and sent me the rest. So there's like some fabrics and flosses and things, so thank you very much. My son is always like, what, you get so much stuff in the mail. I'm like, well, most of it I buy. Speaking of which, let's move into haul. Couple things. This just came yesterday. I'm in the Dying to Stitch Strawberry Club with Erica Michaels. They open registration for this usually in December, and then it's a year-long commitment, and it's 3 different berry kits. This is number 2, and it's called Measure and Cut. And you can't really see in this form, but there's a really pretty pair of scissors here. So it came with, the floss and the trim and the wool and the linen, which I won't use. I'll have to sub out my own. It's a huge piece too. Like personally, I could get 2 berries on there because I'm stingy. I placed my very first order with Acorns and Threads. I had a gift card to use, so thank you, Audrey. And I got 3 Brenda Gervais. She just released this one. It's A Girl in Her Garden. And then I hadn't yet picked up A Witch in Her Garden or My Sweet Home, Home Sweet Home, A Home Sweet Home, My Home Sweet Home. I tend to just collect the Brenda Gervais. I don't tend to stitch them as much, which I really should. So the last thing of haul is big, like large wise. So I was in JoAnn's, which is really close to me, so I'm there all the time. and the Halloween stuff is up. And first I was like, really, the Halloween stuff is up? And then I was like, yes, the Halloween stuff is up. I had seen this last year online, but it never made it in stores, or at least in my stores, so I wasn't able to see it in person and do some measuring. So this year they had it. So it is, I posted this on Instagram. I think JoAnn's was probably like, why are we selling so many of these bat mirrors? Because a lot of people bought it. So it's a mirror. There's a mirror that goes here, but I took it out so it wouldn't be all reflecting. So it's these sweet bats, and this is a mirror. Unlike that anchor, it comes out, right? It has little tabs. There's a hanging, one of those sawtooth hangers. So I did some measuring. This part is just over 12 inches. The whole mirror itself is like 20 something. But that part there, 12 inches. I've been trying not to just buy things for the sake of, oh, that might come in handy. This one I had a plan. I had a plan going in. I executed the plan. It will fit this chart right here from Autumn Lane Stitchery. Actually, Autumn Lane has 2 circular charts. The other one is a Hocus Pocus. On 14 count or 28 count, they're just about 9 inches. I got the PDF, so I don't have, let me see if it has a stitch count though. Yeah, it's 9 by 9 on 28 count. It's 126 by 126. It's all DMC except the border is Gentle Art Espresso Bean. Probably because there's so much black in it, they wanted the border to stand out a little bit. So, this is on my upcoming starts. This may be a Stitch Made start because it's going in this bat mirror, and I really want it in there this year. Now, it's done on a purple fabric, which you know I love purple fabric, especially for Halloween. I'm like, I've got to have some purple fabric. Went through all my stuff, didn't think I was going to find one because this one was kind of buried. So I have this piece. It's also by To Dye For Fabrics. It's called Light Lavender, and my piece is 17 by 18. Because this opening is 12 by 12, right? I need enough around it that the design is 9 by 9, but the finish is 12 by 12. So keep that in mind so that you have enough border. Sorry, you guys. So mine, I can't open it, but it's 17 by 18. And it's a nice mottled light purple. Those are the colors. They're gonna be great. So I am ready to go to start that one and try and get it done for this year. So that's my only plans. Then I had to go get one for Donna. She's like, I need a bat mirror. I said, well, order it online and put me down as the alternative pickup person. And she did, and now I have 2 mirrors. And I think that is it, except for giveaways. Oh, sorry. In case you want a Halloween mirror, I will list this below. That is the UPC. It's $60, but you know, things are never full price. Mine was 40% off. And then if you buy it online and pick it up in store, you can get an extra 20% off usually. So because I was already there, I just politely asked them. I said, hey, I know if I go home and I order this online, I can get the extra 20% off, but then it's not like it's immediate and I can do it right here because it has to go through, it's like 2 or 3 hours before it actually shows in their system. I know this because we've talked about it with them in the past. She says, oh, I'll just give you the extra 20% off. So she did. So I think I paid $30-ish with tax, which to me, for something that I have a definite plan for, is way cheaper than framing, especially framing something circular. I was happy to pay it. It's gonna be great. So let's move on to the final thing, which is giveaways. So we have 2 from last week, and then I have some extras because we're doing Christmas in July for this week. So giveaways, as always, are donated by Carla at Cobweb Corner. I always list her Flosstube channel down below and her website down below. She is, I think, still having or wrapping up a Christmas in July sale, so you might want to check that out. So number 1 last video was Snip Snip by October House, and this is Lynn Davidson. And number 2 was Sewing Bird by Homespun Elegance. And this one is Gloria Urea, Urrea. My email address is down below. If you could both reach out with your mailing address, I will get those out to you. So for this week, we have 6 things. The first 2 are from Carla at Cabo Corner, and then the other 4 are ones that people have sent in. I went through, I pulled some extra Christmas things for this video and for the next video, which should also, hopefully, given how summer goes, still be in July. So for giveaways, you need to be over 18. Please don't say giveaway or win, and leave the numerical number in your comment for which one you're interested in. So the first 2 are from Carla. I picked out number 1 is Prairie Schooler. It's called Coming to Town. These were originally sold as a kit, but now they are just available as charts. So this is number 1. Number 2 is a Silver Creek sampler. It's called For Unto Us. That's gorgeous. That is a beautiful chart. So number 2, and this one's pretty small, 88 by 56. And then these other ones are Past the Stash kind of charts. Actually, this one might have been mine. I don't even remember. I know I've stitched this. Number 3, Heart in Hand, Wee Santa, 2019. Number 4, Waxing Moon, Christmas Tree Trio. Number 5 is Lizzie Kate Sampler Claws. And number 6 is Lizzie Kate Merry Christmas by the Letter, and it's all the charts. So it will do that the whole thing. I believe on the Lizzie Kate website, there is like the border instructions. It's a very simple, like 1-line border, but it also gives you the kind of the how to match them up. So it's all of these. It does not include the buttons, but they're little red buttons. So some of these, like, I had to really look because this one has ME and RR. So they're all here. I double checked. So the whole set, number 6. And that's it. So I'm gonna keep going with Christmas in July until I start that Halloween one. And then in August, I'm switching over and I'm doing fall and Halloween. I have a lot of fall and Halloween whips that I'd like to get done. So I thought I should just jump in. Summer whips, I have 1 left that I didn't finish. That might have to wait. I'm really trying to work on those whips this year. Last year I started a lot of things. And the second, third, the third, I don't know, from August on, I started all the things. And now I want to finish as much of those things as I can. So a lot of them are fall and Halloween. So that will be what I move on to. I may be back in 2 weeks. We actually have a family trip coming up that I don't know how that's gonna work. If I'll film when I get back, I don't know. We'll see. You'll see me when you see me. And like I said, tutorials will probably have to resume after school has started again. So thank you for spending some time with me. I hope everyone has a good rest of July or middle of July. And I will see you guys again when I see you. Bye.